You're listening to The American Entrepreneur with Ron Morris. To learn more, visit TAEradio.com.
Mr. Tommy James. Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
How are you?
What an interesting life you've had, man. This is really incredible.
All my life, I'd had my ear in a speaker of one kind or another. You know, record player when I was a little kid. Got a ukulele when I was 4 years old and started singing.
And promptly took it apart to figure out how the chords
That's right,
were.
that's right. And then when I was 9 years old, got my first guitar. And at that point, being a rock and roller was actually a job opportunity. At least we thought of it as one. And so I learned everything I could on the radio. Got my first electric guitar the next year when I was 10. Moved back to Niles, Michigan, and I started my first band, the Tornadoes.
That's right, the Tornadoes. And you guys got pretty good, and then you finally got this, gig where you were on television, I think, right?
Well, I actually, my first television show that I ever did was when I was 11.
Yeah.
And I actually came in second in a talent contest behind a girl who danced an Irish jig. Boy, you really read this book, didn't you?
I did read the book, man. One of the guys that was one of my heroes was my next guest, Dan Bricklin. Hey, Dan, thanks for joining the American Entrepreneur Radio Show.
My pleasure.
You started programming mid-'60s. You were
right.
14, 15 years old.
I hadn't gotten my license to drive yet.
What operating environment did you need? How much memory did your product require?
The original Apple II, we aimed to fit in the 32K that it had. That includes the operating system and the screen buffer. Most of the people ran it in a 48K environment, where you had around 16K of space for the data. That includes the operating system and the screen buffer. The program itself was smaller than a screenshot today of it running.
Yeah. Is that right? That's great. If you really had a lot of money, you could buy 128K memory. The night I took the oath to become a made man, I was one of only 6 recruits inducted into the family. I am the only one still alive today, I being Michael Franzese, my next guest. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining us.
Nice to be here.
Aren't you a little bit worried that, you keep sticking your neck out, pardon the pun, but keep putting your face in front of the public? Doesn't that kind of rub a little bit the wrong way, some of these guys from the family that you left?
Well, I'll tell you my thought process on that. I mean, I had definitely some really rough years, and like I said, most of those people are gone or in prison. Now, my former boss, who's doing life in prison, he was convicted with all the other mob bosses on the commission case and back in '86. If he had his way, I'd be gone. No doubt about it. He was extremely upset with my decision to walk away. But, I look at it this way. I never put anybody in jail. I'm not out there hurting people, and that's never been my goal. It's not my goal now. I just tell the truth about the life. It is a bad life, and I think even the people that are in it understand that. But, I also try to act intelligently, meaning that I don't go back to Brooklyn and say, hey, guys, I'm moving back to the neighborhood.
Yeah, right.
That wouldn't be smart. I don't think I'd last 24 hours, but you can't challenge people in that regard. But, until and unless somebody just says, hey, I've had enough of this guy, if some new blood comes in or wants to try to make a name, that risk is always out there. I try to keep my ear to the wall a little bit, but so far I think it's been okay, and I'll just keep monitoring the situation as we move along.
To hear more of the American Entrepreneur, Ron Morris, talking business, visit TAEradio.com.